Likelihood that you are in the friend zone is because you're exemplifying the beta alpha beta. How to escape the friend zone? The friend zone. I have been asked this question by one of our viewers, so thank you. Which, by the way, if you have any questions, please do ask, comment below so I can answer them. It's really hard to come up with content ideas, so I'd love to answer any questions that you have. Comment below if you have any. But let's get into how to escape the friend zone. When a guy friend told me this, it really resonated with me as a woman. So I wanted to pass it on to the men who are perhaps watching this. And even for women, I would say for women, it's the flip opposite of what I'm about to say. So let's go through men first. There's two different men that women typically look for between the dating phase, the chasing phase, and the relational phase while you're in the relationship. And so there's a whole concept of alpha, beta, alpha, and beta, alpha, beta. So when you're chasing a woman and you're trying to go after her, you're seeking her, you're trying to date her, right? You're trying to woo her. When you're in that phase, you have to be alpha, beta, alpha. What that means is that you have to be more aggressive. You have to be the hunter, so to speak, and be the one who initiates. You have to be the initiator. So when the alpha comes in, the woman typically responds in her beta, because whenever somebody is exemplifying alpha energy, the other people are either going to challenge that alpha or they're going to be a subordinate and be beta to your alpha. Even the most alpha or the most powerful women in the world, they want to be able to feel like they're safe with you, right? Because you are the protector, that you are solid and you are grounded and you're able to be the alpha. It's just something that's in our evolutionary biology for us to respond in that way. And it's easier then for a woman to see you as a potential mate. But then once you're in a relationship, a female typically flips opposite on that and wants a beta, alpha, beta, essentially somebody who's able to be a partner, who's able to have that empathy, who's able to come down and down on an emotional level with her. So oftentimes you'll see women who get frustrated because they go after that alpha, beta, alpha, or somebody who exemplifies more alpha qualities. And then once they're in a relationship with that person, they stay alpha, beta, alpha. And they're disappointed in the fact that this man cannot go to that emotional level, cannot go to that empathetic level, or isn't the nicest guy in the world. But it's because she made a mistake of going for the guy that she wants to be chased after, but not necessarily wants to be in a relationship with. So then what does that mean for you? It really means that the likelihood that you are in the friend zone is because you're exemplifying the beta, alpha, beta, and not the alpha, beta, alpha. I'm gonna give you a quick pro tip that blew my mind when it happened to me. So this is a secret. It's a secret, and I want you to use this very carefully. I will say that this works in the States. I don't know how it is in other restaurants around the world, so it may not be the same. But in the US, usually at the restaurant, you will get a checkbook. And in that checkbook, there's how much it costs, and then you're supposed to slip your card in, and then you fold it and you give it back to the server. That's usually the process in the States. Now, one time, there was this guy I went on a date with, and there's always this weird dance that happens, especially the modern day. The woman doesn't know, okay, is he gonna pay? Oftentimes a woman is thinking, okay, if he's not gonna pay, then this means that we're just friends, because he didn't say dates. And then there's all this confusion, which leads to a beta, alpha, beta. Now this man, first of all, he came in, he asked me out on a date. He used the word date because he's very alpha about it, right? He's very forthcoming and very bold about his intentions. So I said yes. Okay, let's go on a date. Okay, we go to a date, great sushi place. And while we were finishing up before the end of our meal, he secretly took out his card from his wallet and then called down the server. He said, server, or whatever her name was, and then he gave the card, this is for the check. And she's like, okay, and then she pulls away. The checkbook never hit the table. And I want to explain the significance of this really fast, because maybe men don't understand what that means to a woman if you're on a date. he's exemplifying that alpha that I am going to take care of this. You don't even have to wonder. I don't even want to do the dance of you thinking you might have to pay because I'm that beta. No, I'm not even going to give you the opportunity to even think that. It's the most alpha dominant thing I've ever, speechless. Yes, if I had any doubt before that moment, I had no doubts after that point. That's okay. I'm just definitely going on a second date with this guy. He has something about him, and really he was exemplifying that alpha beta alpha. It's just phenomenal how a little action here and there really does a lot. And it's the reason why chivalry really goes a long way, because you're exemplifying the alpha beta alpha, as opposed to not holding the door open, not opening the car door, or not pulling out the chair, whatever that means. Then you're being so passive, and being passive is very beta. Again, like I said, once you're in the relationship, you can do the beta alpha beta, where they want you to be more of a warm person. They want you to be more empathetic. They want you to be more emotional. They want you to be in that state. But the reason why some men stay in the friend zone and other men seem to not ever be in the friend zone, it's because some men naturally exudes that alpha beta alpha versus some men naturally exudes the beta alpha beta. So what you can do about this, of course, is to just approach the woman that you like with your alpha energy. Be bold, be specific. Don't make her have to think and wonder what your intention is. You have to be very forthcoming. I remember telling one of this guy who, he told me that, well, I don't want to risk her not being my friend anymore because I think she's cool, but I really, really like her, and I just wish that she would just see that. And I asked him, have you ever asked her out on a date? Have you made any type of move that's very black and white and obvious? And of course his answer was no, I'm just, I'm waiting for her to give a sign and this and that. Okay, so here's the thing. The advantage of a man is that you don't have to be good looking. You don't have to have the best job even. I've noticed a lot of broke musicians who somehow get any woman that they want. It's not because they're successful or they're even good looking. They have something else. They're very alpha, they're very aggressive, they're very sure of themselves. And when they do, or if they do make some sort of move, it's very black and white. Instead of the beta alpha beta would say something like, hey, would you like to just hang out sometime? Go for a coffee, just hang out. That exemplifies a beta alpha beta. But in order to exemplify an alpha beta alpha, asking the same exact thing, you would say, hey, I'd really like to take you out on a date this Saturday at 8 p.m. If you are available, let me know. That's very alpha beta alpha. It's all about at least going into the zone of being a potential mate versus the friend zone where there is absolute no potential at all whatsoever. You want to be able to escape that. Just to touch up on women, it's usually the flip opposite with women. Women on the fourth front, you want to be a beta alpha beta, more soft, more warm, more smiley, more right, this whole energy. And then on the back end, you'll be alpha beta alpha. which is something that most women are already naturally doing because we've been socially taught to do so. How to escape the friend zone? Comment below, let me know if you like today's content. It was a little bit different than usual, but I just been asked this question and I just thought, what a great content idea. You can always go to my website. I do have coaching and consulting packages, so if you want to do that, go ahead and click on the www.tinaleader.com and it'll take you to all the services that I offer. Hit the subscribe button and hit that like button, and I will see you on the next video.